Folks, in my 20 years inside this league, I've seen a lot of blockbuster moves, a lot of shocking trades, and plenty of behind-the-scenes dealings that could shake the very foundation of an NFL franchise. But let me tell you this, what's happening right now with the San Francisco 49ers and Donovan Wilson? It's on a level that I've never seen before. Something so secret, so intricate, that the ripple effects will be felt across the entire NFL landscape. I guarantee you, what I'm about to reveal will change everything you thought you knew about the upcoming offseason. But here's the thing, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a deeper game at play, a master plan so audacious, so meticulously crafted, that it might be the biggest football story of the decade. So listen closely. If you want to be truly in the know, if you want to understand the hidden chess moves, the silent negotiations, the players behind the scenes pulling strings that could redefine a franchise, then you absolutely cannot miss what's coming next. But first, do what the insiders do. Hit that subscribe button, activate the notification bell, and like this video. Because what I'm about to lay out is only for the true insiders, the ones who get the secret stories first. The casual fan, sorry, this isn't for you. But if you're ready to go deep, if you're ready for the truth, then welcome to the inside. Now, let's get into it. The San Francisco 49ers are in the middle of an unthinkable transition right now. The departure of Robert Saleh, their defensive mastermind, was expected at some point. Every top coach eventually moves on, especially after refashioning a historically dominant defense. But the way it happened, it was orchestrated with surgical precision. Saleh, after leading a top-tier San Francisco defensive unit for 4 seasons, leaving to take over the Tennessee Titans just days ago, is more than just a head coach. He's part of a larger plan, a plan so carefully designed that it involves a domino effect across the league. And here's the kicker. Donovan Wilson, the star safety from Dallas, is a central piece in this expansive puzzle. But before I get too ahead of myself, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. What does the 49ers truly need at this moment? What's the missing ingredient? What's the perfect solution for a team that's just a few inches away from Super Bowl glory? And why, in the middle of this chaos, are elite insiders whispering about Donovan Wilson as the key to unlocking this entire offseason? First, the team needs. The 49ers are a defensive powerhouse, no doubt. But injuries in 2025 decimated their secondary. Nick Bosa's season-ending injury, Fred Warner's nagging hamstring issue, and a revolving door at safety left them vulnerable in ways that couldn't be masked. The team's coverage efficiency plummeted, allowing over a 114 passer rating in coverage, a statistic that screams vulnerability against top-tier quarterbacks. Their tackling, still ferocious but misses increased. In particular, the secondary struggled with consistency. Diamador Lenoir, Charvarius Ward, and the safeties faced constant scrutiny. The depth chart is thin in key areas, and the front office knows that to truly contend, they need a game-changer in the back end. Someone who can come in and immediately impact their scheme, someone who embodies the physicality, the versatility, the leadership to anchor a revamped defense. Enter Donovan Wilson, the kind of player who, when healthy, is arguably one of the most underrated safeties in the league. His physical style of play, elite tackling, and big play ability make him the perfect fit. But here's the problem. Wilson is a free agent after the 2025 season, with his contract set to end. The Cowboys, having just finished a disappointing 7-9-1 season, are facing a roster overhaul. They're limited by cap constraints and a need to rebuild a secondary that's seen better days. Wilson's market value? It's still significant thanks to his past production and leadership, but with his recent injury history, hip, knee, and shoulder issues, teams are wary of overpaying. And that's where the story gets even more interesting. The Cowboys are not willing to pay him top dollar anymore. They're likely to cut him loose, saving cap space for their rebuild. But here's the catch. Wilson's direct market value isn't just about his raw stats. It's about his intangibles, his leadership, and his ability to elevate a defense with his presence. The 49ers want that. Kyle Shanahan loves versatile defenders, especially safeties who can cover, blitz, and hit. Wilson checks all those boxes. Now I've spoken to a few insiders, trusted sources who are plugged into both the Cowboys and the NFC West, and what they're whispering is shocking. The 49ers see Wilson as more than just a stopgap. They see him as the missing piece. A player who can come in and instantly upgrade their secondary, provide leadership, and even take some of the pressure off their front seven. If they can get him, it would be an absolute game changer. But how feasible is this trade? Let's break down exactly how this could play out. First, the trade mechanics. The Cowboys are likely to look for a high draft pick or a promising young player in return, maybe a third-rounder plus a mid-tier prospect. They need cap relief, and Wilson's upcoming free agency makes him a prime trade candidate. The 49ers, in turn, can offer a package that includes a future day 2 pick, possibly conditional, plus a veteran or a player on their roster they're willing to part with. The real question, does San Francisco have the cap space? How could they make this work under the salary cap? Well, with recent restructures and the potential to extend Bosa or other stars, they could create enough room, especially if they move some veterans or restructure deals. And don't forget the death blow. If the 49ers acquire Wilson, they are adding not just a safety, but an emotional leader. His fiery attitude, combined with his elite tackling, transforms their back end into a force that strikes fear into every opponent. The NFL's analytics back this up. Wilson's advanced metrics from 2024 show he's in the 85th percentile in tackles, run support, and blitzing efficiency. His coverage. Not perfect. His missed tackle rate hit a high in 2024, and he's allowed a higher passer rating when targeted. But his playmaking ability outweighs those weaknesses when correctly schemed. This leads us into the scheme fit. The 49ers, under Shanahan and their new defensive coordinator, are moving toward more hybrid schemes, more zone, more versatile coverage. Wilson's ability to play closer to the line, to blitz, and to cover in space makes him a perfect fit. His comparison to previous safeties like Jamal Adams or Anton Bethia. Spot on, except Wilson is more physical and more consistent in run support. So what happens on the field? The impact. Well, it's simple. Adding Wilson mitigates injuries at the safety spot, brings an intense physical presence, and acts as a catalyst for the entire secondary. His instincts and ball skills can turn broken plays into game-changing turnovers. The film shows him closing gaps with furious hits, reading routes like a seasoned veteran, and making plays in coverage that most safeties can only dream of. When healthy, Wilson is a difference maker. Just watch his game tape from 2022 and 2023, where he averaged nearly 6 combined tackles per game, with multiple tackles for loss, sacks, and interceptions. His 2022 season, a near elite level with 108 tackles, 5 sacks, and 2 INTs, an all-around dominant safety. But wait, there's more. The analytics aren't lying. Wilson's EPA, expected points added, as a defender ranks him among the top 10 safeties when healthy. His grades from PFF. They've dipped recently due to injury and missed tackles, but film reveals a player with game-changing instincts and a hunger that's unmatched. This is the kind of player who elevates not just the secondary but the entire defense. The 49ers, with their pass rush and scheming, can mask some of his coverage weaknesses, making him ideal in their system. Now, let's discuss the trade mechanics in depth. How would this transpire? The 49ers, with their formidable draft capital, likely a high second or third round pick, can offer Dallas a package that includes a future conditional pick, a young depth player, maybe a defensive lineman or linebacker, and a veteran's contract swap to balance the cap. Dallas, seeking cap relief and a younger core, might accept this if the compensation reflects Wilson's peak value. Plus, Wilson's upcoming free agency status makes this an absolute win for San Francisco. Acquire a player who can be extended or let walk, saving cap space. Cap-wise, the 49ers can take on Wilson's remaining contract just until free agency, then decide whether to extend or release him, while Dallas can use the trade to reshuffle their secondary rebuild. The key here, timing. The trade would probably happen around the NFL Combine or at the very start of free agency, giving both teams flexibility and strategic advantage. But this isn't just about logistics. It's about impact. Wilson's addition would send shockwaves through the league. Opposing offenses, especially those facing the 49ers in 2026, would see this as a seismic shift. Suddenly, a defense that was already imposing just got more vicious. The NFL's analytics community are already marking Wilson as a potential game changer, and insiders are whispering that the 49ers are willing to go all in to land him. And here's the ultimate question. Why Wilson? Why now? Because the 49ers are chasing the dynasty. They know their window is closing, and every little detail matters. The difference between contending and collapsing is often just a single player. Wilson, with his fiery presence, elite tackling and playmaking ability, is that player. His physicality and leadership could be the final puzzle piece for their defense to reassert dominance, especially against high-powered offenses like the Eagles or Cowboys. Now, let's analyze his fit with Shanahan's scheme. Shanahan's offense is about chaos, misdirection, and exploiting defenses. So having a safety who can cover miles of space, blitz from multiple angles, and make game-changing plays, that's pure gold. Wilson's skill set resembles some of the NFL's best modern safeties, able to sit in coverage, come downhill with force, and provide leadership in the secondary. In the worst-case scenario, maybe Wilson hits a wall, injury, regression, or scheme mismatch. But in the best, his presence transforms the 49ers' defense into an impenetrable fortress. Suddenly, they're not just contenders, they're super contenders. A team that can dominate both sides of the ball, change the narrative, and leave a legacy that lasts generations. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. The NFL is a league of cycles. Teams that make bold moves, take calculated risks, and seize opportunity. Those are the ones that write history. The 49ers are on the precipice of something extraordinary, and Donovan Wilson might just be the secret ingredient that pushes them past the finish line. So what's next? Watch meticulously for the whispers, for the sudden trade talks, for the sources leaking interest in Wilson. Because when it happens, you'll know this was never just a move. It's a chess stroke in a game that will define the 2026 NFL season. And those who saw it coming, they'll be the ones who claim they knew first. Remember, the league's secrets are never safe forever, but I guarantee you what's coming next. It's the biggest story you've yet to hear, and I've shown you the clues. Stay alert, stay tuned, because this offseason, it's about to get insane.